day 2 at the studio. And
Alex is gone.
Alex has abandoned us already. He's like, I've done my part, I'm off. See you later, boys. Was there a feeling of relief once you'd finished in the studio and obviously it was the other guy's turn to go?
Like, there was a sense of relief, I guess, but I was also a little bit gutted that I had finished because I was having a good time. Yeah, I think it's a lot more fun to be recording than to be watching recording.
We're going to be recording both our parts at the same time from the looks of things.
Maybe do some vocals.
Yeah, and hopefully we want to try and get some vocals done today because we haven't got as much time tomorrow. And that's kind of the nature of these things.
Were you worried about any timing issues?
In terms of the amount of time we had in the studio, I was always worried about it, but I'm always the worrier.
It would have been nice to have like a full day or a full couple of days just experimenting and getting the best takes, but I think we managed pretty well.
Okay, so day 2 is guitar day, and Josh is just setting up now. Say hello, guys.
Was it useful having the full band in the studio at the same time to be there as well as guide, etc., or
yeah,
spur you on?
Yeah, having people around. I find it's useful just to have someone there like mouthing the words at me or dancing about and just sort of making the whole atmosphere a bit lighter. And I'm going to get Josh to show you around his rig. This is mine though. So I've got my little blues breaker pedal, which I don't know if I'm going to use. That's like what I use for like a boost live. That's my distortion pedal. Look at that more closely. That is my wah pedal, although I don't know if I'm going to use that today. And this just basically sucks all the gain out of my sound and just makes it a hell of a lot easier to get a nice, clean, distorted tone. This is the beautiful Gibson Les Paul. I'll be using that on everything today except for one thing, which is the Not Guilty solo, which I'll use this for. We'll go and have a look at Josh's and that'll be completely different.
Message Rectifier, channel 3, which is my favourite channel, and then my Marshall cab. I won't use any other cab, never go for PV or Mitsubishi cabs, always go for Marshall, that's the best way.
Yeah, I like the addition of the boomerang.
Yeah, boomerang was my lifestyle. I use TC Electronics, and I use their reverb and their delay is brilliant. And then I have famous Mark from Monty Wah, which is great for me because rather than having a kind of a classic wah, it's kind of a gain wah, which is kind of perfect for my sound, really.
Yeah.
Guitar-wise, I think mostly I'm going to be using the Gibson Les Paul 2008 model, which is brilliant.
Alright, cool. Right, we'll be getting started soon anyway.
Do you mess about and sort of noodle and experiment before you start playing?
Yeah, I do actually. I think maybe I probably shouldn't, but I think of different ways of playing things. I think of extra little things, but I usually don't put them in because I know it'll probably mess up everybody else. So yeah, I usually stick to what I play live.
Yeah, I think you could. We did it under the guise of warming up. You know, got to get my fingers warmed up or whatever. But really, I think it's partly just because you just want to noodle around and just sort of experiment, and then you end up sort of discovering things that you might want to try and put in the song at the very last minute that probably aren't for the best. But yeah, that, like messing about and just sort of loosening up. I suppose it is warming up in a way, isn't it? Yeah, so it's quite important.
I didn't even know I could do shit like that, that's crazy. And now time for Josh's noodling. I'm going to go back to John.
Which is, do the guys make constructive requests on how to play?
And yeah, definitely there was constructive criticism and stuff like that that was useful. That we probably wouldn't have worked without. I think previous times we've been in the studio, we've recorded our parts and only 1 or 2 of us have been around. This time there was all 4 of us. I think that made a bit of a difference. I don't know if you'd agree. Like it felt a little bit more
Bitchy.
professional and bitchy. Yeah, and that is for the same reason.
And if you're wondering, this is the instruction.
And on here as well.
Play faster, like Ingve.
So do you get something that we call red light syndrome, which is
Yeah, I do. Live, I love live singing. Like, I don't get nervous live singing. I just do it. I don't have any problem like with notes a lot of the time. But as soon as I get into the studio, as soon as I get those headphones on and I'm the only one in the room, I tend to get a bit nervous, and it just constricts me a bit. Really, I don't enjoy it as much as live.
Yeah, when you know you've just started rolling and it's like, okay, this is the first song of the first day or whatever. You just feel like I know the song, but can I account for whether or not I'm going to make stupid mistakes that mean I have to do this a million times, or am I going to get it first time round? You can't really say until you start.
Right, you ready? No. Right, what? So try like this, yeah? Because I played it before.
Alright, I was going to say I don't feel like I can see it.
It's time for sexy mood lighting, guys.
Does Adam have any experimental techniques that he uses to help musicians when they're in the studio?
Adam actually chooses to keep the lights quite dim. Supposedly, I think the idea is to create more of an atmosphere of it being live, or like being a performance, as opposed to it being just you sat in front of a recording equipment. And to a certain extent, I think it does help, but I think it's very psychosomatic, sort of psychological thing. I don't think it's just, it might work for some people, might for others. For me, at times I'm like, can't quite see what I'm doing. A little bit difficult, but yeah.
The lights, yeah, it worked actually. The lights, it's nice not having a big blaring, light above you blinding you when you're trying to sing. Yeah, it kind of creates almost a gig-like atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good idea.
Oh, you gave me like the romantic lighting and everything. Yeah, turn these massive lights on.
And this is where everything goes dark for Josh and John.
So do you try and do as much as you possibly can in one take each time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like doing things. I often think if I hadn't nailed it in the first couple of takes, then every take after that is going to get a bit gradually worse. So really, I like doing it in the first couple of takes.
We good for another take then?
Which was the hardest song for you?
I think no surprise there. It had to be Not Guilty. Just concentrating on the bridge. I mean, when it came to it, it wasn't too bad, but it just it was a bit of pressure in the studio.
Tits.
Were there any tiffs or arguments?
Well, I wasn't aware until I came to edit this footage, but there did seem to be a bit of tension around the beginning of Not Guilty with me and Alex. But it's not only the same amount of tension we always have in this band, which is very light, sort of bubbling under the surface.
Hatred.
Probably explode in one day. And
So he won it twice because why the fuck did he play it once then in rehearsal? Because he played it once. I counted it round specifically in rehearsal so that I could know the amount of bars. John, do you remember in rehearsal the other day? I specifically counted exactly what you played so I knew when to come in. But you want to change that now, do you? No. Do you want to change? Do you want to change it?
it's a massive issue, then no.
Right. Okay. Just give me 1 second.
Start it where he starts singing, or just have one bar intro. It's not that much of a difference. It's the same sequence twice anyway.
Studio woes.
Oh mine, but I didn't I? I specifically said, right, play it, and I'll count it through so I know exactly when it's coming. You filming all this?
I am, yeah.
How long have you been filming it for?
Since the argument started.
Was anybody particularly unhelpful?
I don't think anyone was particularly unhelpful, although one person was slightly less enthusiastic than others.
Who's that, John?
That would be
You passive-aggressive bitch.
That would be you, Nick.
Smell for the camera, Nick. Nick, explain what we're currently doing.
Well, I'm sweeping.
Josh, explain what we're currently doing.
We are doing the weird time signature middly bridgey bit of Not Guilty, which is a pain in the arse, but we're trying to get the song in the right place, the right tempos, and the right click all at the same time in the studio so we can play it. So this might take a few takes, but once we've got it, it's all easy for me to set up. So let's get into it. Except for the ball.
Sorry, no, you nearly had it, yeah.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
How would you describe yourself as a cameraman, Nick? Would you say you're a little bit unorthodox?
Probably, yeah.
Hello friends, Emperor Nick here. I'm going to film John doing Not Guilty.
Did you get that right? Yeah, it was a little bit like
On the deck. The exciting time that Josh has just completed Not Guilty. How do you feel about the whole experience, Josh? Yeah, I've been. Oh, so you're not done with this song at all, are you? You're a big liar!
Yep.
Big liar. Stop putting this up. Exciting times, don't you think?
What do you think of Nick's cameraman techniques?
It's cameraman techniques.
His unorthodox
they're interesting.
style.
They're yeah, it's an interesting style. He gets all the best bits and he puts a lot of pressure on you, like shouting at you.
What about your narration and your interviewing, questioning techniques? For example, you seem quite intrigued by Josh's ability to eat a Bakewell tart and how he did that.
Like, I just do things.
How's that cherry Bakewell, Josh?
keeping this tight for some reason.
So, have you ever put the icing on a cherry Bakewell before?
No.
Whoa, wait. No. This is something that people need to know. They need to watch you eating a cherry
No,
Bakewell.
they really don't. They really do.
What's your technique?
I usually like eat the crust first.
Really? No, that's worth knowing because I didn't know that. Because what I do, I just bite into it like a normal person. This is John almost certainly gonna fuck up a song.
No, you won't.
Well, it'd be really annoying and play it perfectly first time.
Alright.
Thought he said he was going to be subtle with it. But it sounded shit to us. I'm joking, it sounded fine. It was okay. A little bit off.
Alright, so that's guitars finished for the day. And I think it went pretty well. Pretty happy with everything we've got. We have decided to slightly change our plan though. So now we've got basically we've got first 4 tracks that are going to be on the album are recorded guitar wise, and that's with solos and everything and overdubs. All we need now is the vocals for these 4 tracks. Now if we can get all 4 of them, I'd be really happy, but if it's even just 1 or 2, then that's still a head start for tomorrow. Josh is warming up vocally. I think he's going to be on pretty good form today. He's not mentioned feeling any problem.